Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Words for Life. My name is Stephen, and I'll be your host. This is the podcast where we look for inspiration, motivations through quotes, ideas, phrases, and people. Today, we're going to look at the idea of don't set expectations for the world, set expectations for yourself. I'm going to start off with a little story. The story is about myself and some of the frustrations that I encountered that I'm sure many of you can understand. So, as I was going through my younger period of life and working, I was working very hard, trying to learn as much as I could. I would spend a lot of time at night. I would cram. I would just try and learn as much as possible so I could be the best at my job. That was my personality. That's what I liked to go do. I wanted to be the best at what I was trying to put myself into. And what I was doing is I was setting this expectation for the world around me. I expected other people to put in just as much effort as I did. I wanted them to work as hard to make their job as perfect as I did and complete all the tasks earlier and do all these things that I thought were going to make things so much easier for everyone. So I set that expectation on everybody as I was going through and encountering people who did not have the same expectations for themselves, I became frustrated and very angry. I wanted these people to work harder and do the level of effort that I was putting in. And I couldn't understand why they didn't want to do this. What was wrong with them? What made them want to be the way they were going to be? And it was frustrating. I was angry, and it was starting to reflect on those around me. They could tell that I didn't like the fact that people weren't living up to quote unquote my standards. This frustration was really seething out of me, and I could tell people were starting to feel this. And I couldn't understand why. And I realized that I had gone and set the expectations that I should have set for myself onto the world or other people. I reset my mindset and I adjusted it to where I turned my expectations on myself. True, I already had many of those, but I went the extra step to make sure that the high level expectations I set for other people, I pulled those back. I changed and redirected them just towards myself to make sure that I was meeting those high level expectations. This gave me a stronger sense of control. I felt empowered. I felt driven because now the expectations I had were something that I could control, not something that I was dependent on someone else to go and do. I continued to trust those around me that they would do what was required of them, but I didn't have those high level of expectations. Through this process, I gained more control of my own well being because I felt empowered that I had control over my emotions. My anger went away, my frustration went away. And when someone did go beyond just the standard, I felt good because then they exceeded what the standard was and it made the process better. So that was great. But I didn't have that expectation of them. I only had it for myself. And I continued to drive and move forward with that strong expectation of myself. And I raised that bar every single time. And it made me feel so much lighter because I didn't have that burden of expecting other people to meet my standards. And I also felt empowered because I felt I had control over what needed to be done. So out of this story, it's might not be the most powerful thing, but I felt it was important to share and to really convey how much the change in my mindset had such a strong impact on my own well-being. My anger, my frustration went down. I was sleeping better. I was thinking more about other activities rather than being angry about other people who weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And overall, my life got better. And through this process, I realized that just that one little shift in mindset from taking expectations for the world and putting them on myself, I gained so much. So I have a challenge for you this week. Look at the areas of your life where you have set expectations on something or someone or some situation. Check to see if you have control over that. If you don't, I recommend to try and adjust that expectation to reflect on yourself. Can you go and change the expectation to where it falls more on to you rather than on the control of someone else? Take this week to go and analyze your day to day or even future events that you have planned that maybe you do have expectations for, or working with another individual, and readjust your mindset to take the expectations that you set on the world and turn them on yourself. You'd be amazed at how much powerful you will feel, how much more light you will feel from changing the control aspect of your expectations to something you actually can affect. So, your challenge is to go analyze those and change your mindset. Adjust what you are setting expectations on and put them on yourself so that you can grow and be better based on what you think is important, not what other people think is important, and not your standards you're putting on other people. If you have some challenges in your life where you still are not quite sure how to create that balance or the way that you think things should work, and you have trouble shifting it back to yourself or setting goals for yourself, please reach out to me. I will list my website in the description. I'd be more than happy to set up an initial intake with you to see if there's something I can help you with, or if I can help you with any of the goals that you are interested in. And if so, we can start working together immediately. If not, I might have another recommendation for somebody else who can help you, but please reach out. Remember, asking for help is strength, not weakness, and strength is important in our lives. So, my website will be listed below. You can reach out to me and we'll start talking. I do want to thank everybody for joining me on this episode of Words for Life. Please join me on the next episode. Thank you and have a great day.